So you're writing to your list every week, you're promoting your lead magnet, you're growing your email list, but people still aren't opening your emails. What's going wrong? Even if your emails are gold and you're telling compelling stories and you're sharing valuable tips, it doesn't really matter unless someone opens the email to really get that value or that content in the first place. I actually started my email list a year ago at the time of recording this video, and in the beginning I really struggled with it because I would put all this effort into writing great emails that people would just not open. That's why I dove into learning more about subject lines and how to write subject lines that really encourage, inspire, and entice people to want to open the emails that I was working so hard on. Emails that made people want to stop their scroll in their inbox and actually take the time to click open and read, instead of just hit delete, 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 or read like I know we all do sometimes. And in today's video, I'm breaking down 3 of the subject lines that I love using for my own emails and for clients' emails to help get that click so that people not only open your email, but get the value that you've laid in inside of it. And be sure to stay until the end of this video for 2 bonus tips on how to make the most of the emails that you're writing so that when someone actually clicks to open it and read it, they're getting the maximum value. If we're just meeting, my name is Alina and I am a lawyer turned copywriter that helps businesses turn maybe buyers into heck yes fans through the power of on-brand story-based copy. And just as a heads up, if you clicked on this video, you're probably interested in taking your subject lines to the next level. I have a free resource for you, 111 hooks and headlines for your next blog caption or email. You can download it using the link below. Here's the agenda for today's video. First, we're going to remind ourselves why email marketing is important and why we want to even focus on our subject lines and email copy in the first place. Number 2, we're going to dive into the 3 subject lines that I love using to get that click. And 3, we're going to go over 2 bonus tips to make sure that your readers not only open your email, but want to stay and read until the end of it. Part 1, why is email marketing so important? Why should writing click-worthy, engaging subject lines matter to you? In my not so humble opinion, email marketing is one of the most advantageous and beneficial marketing channels that you can use in your business. While other social media channels have algorithms that you're constantly having to fight, email marketing is unique because everyone you're emailing has already chosen to receive emails from you. By signing up for a free thing, or for signing up for your newsletter, or by buying your product and being added to your email list, they've already taken a step to work with you in some capacity. So that barrier to entry has already been taken care of. Unlike when you're trying to fight to show up on TikTok's For You page or on the Instagram Explorer page, when you show up in someone's email inbox, you already have been invited in. And when you regularly email your list with weekly tips, weekly value, you're building a relationship that can last for years. And you curate this list of subscribers that are expecting for you to sell to them, that are expecting you to give them value, that are expecting you to just send them emails. And that's really powerful because when someone is expecting something from you, they're more inclined to actually respond to it or take action on it, from a newsletter to a sales email. Email marketing also allows you to curate your content in a really unique way. With the power of tagging people and lists, you can curate the emails that you're sending to specific people based on the actions they've taken with your business. You can email people who bought a certain product from you and offer them an upgrade to that product that is specific and exclusive to them because you already know that they've invested with you before and are more likely to want to invest with you again. And maybe if someone shared your resource with their audience and then you had people join your email list that way, you can send them a very, very specific curated thank you email that shows them that you're paying attention and that shows them that you care about how they entered your world and about keeping them in it. And if you're regularly and committed to sending emails of value to your customers and clients and your subscribers, and value doesn't mean you have to just send a strategy, which does count. Value can even mean a sales email, an email that takes the reader on a journey, an email that inspires your reader. I read sales emails every day for products I'm not buying, but that just make me feel good reading them because I know that they really put the time and effort into that email and they're sharing a story with me. At least I'm more motivated, I'm more inspired after reading that email, even if I didn't take the action to buy that particular product. As an extension of that, taking the time to write subject lines that encourage your readers to actually open the email in the first place is of service to your reader and to your subscriber. Because at the end of the day, the only way they're going to enjoy the value of your email is when they open it. All right, now that we've covered the importance of email marketing and why writing subject lines is of service to your readers and to your subscribers, let's dive into the 3 subject lines I love using for my emails and for my clients' emails to help get that click. Again, I'm only sharing 3 options and 3 examples with you today, but remember, there is so much room to play around with these concepts and to make them your own. The underarching theme of all of these 3 headlines is that they invoke curiosity without misleading your reader. Time and time again, I see subject lines from big brands that promise one thing in the subject line or hint at one thing and then deliver on something completely opposed to that in the email itself. Of course, it's great to play around with some words, to just use an opening scene, but at the end of the day, your email is completely off base from what you are representing in your subject line, you're going to lose your subscribers' trust. And even if it's a really great, juicy, clever subject line, if it's misleading to your reader, they're going to just remember that. Always make sure your subject lines are somehow related to the content that you plan on sharing within the email. Subject line number 1, 3 myths that are keeping you blank. This email is all about showcasing your knowledge and building trust with your audience. By sharing and discussing 3 myths that are really common in your industry or niche, you're going to be answering common questions that your reader probably has but just hasn't asked you yet. And you're going to make the reader pay attention from the get-go because we always want to know if we're right or if we're wrong. So if you're saying that you're going to bust 3 myths, your reader is going to be like, wait, do I already believe one of these myths? Is what I know about this a lie? Let's find out. They won't want to be one of the people that are left behind because they don't know the latest industry knowledge, statistic, etc. And the subject line will draw them in because they don't want to be left hanging, right? They want to know, oh, what are those 3 myths? It's an open loop. And based on what I said before about the relevancy, if you actually share 3 myths and you share the corrected version of that myth, then people are going to be more inclined to trust you because they know that you deliver on the promises that you make. Here's an example. 3 cleanser myths keeping your skin oily. I know for one that I would open that email because I have a skincare obsession and I would want to know what's keeping my skin oily. Subject line number 2, what I wish I knew before starting blank. This is an email that's based on relating to your reader based on where they are right now on their journey. You are an industry expert, right? You know a lot more than what your reader probably knows about your particular niche. And yes, it's important for you to be known as the expert and authority, but it's also important for you to be able to relate to where your reader is now. If they don't know that you started at their level, they won't be able to relate to you and they'll be less likely to trust you. So this type of email, what I wish I knew before starting blank, reminds the reader that, hey, this person was once in my shoes, so I should listen from their experience. I can learn from their experience and then accelerate my results, accelerate my information, accelerate my knowledge, whatever it is. The chances are that your subscriber is following you because at some point in time, they have said, hey, I want results like them, or hey, I want to embody this characteristic that they have. So this email will help them see and understand that not only have you been where they are, but you have gotten to the other side and accomplished the result that they're also after, so you are the best person to help them with that. For example, what I wish I knew before starting copywriting. Yeah, I know that was a really creative example. But if you look at it from my position, right, an email like that would get my attention because if I'm a new copywriter who's following an experienced copywriter who I really look up to, I would love to know where they were before on their journey and what they did to overcome the challenges or the obstacles, or what they learned in hindsight that can benefit me on my journey. All right, subject line number 3, how he, she, or they conquered blank. If we believe that something is possible for someone else who is similar to us in some way, we'll be more likely to believe that it's possible for us as well. This subject line not only builds intrigue and curiosity, but based on what you share in the email, it'll further establish you as an authority who is able to help people. We love stories. I talked about that earlier. And we love to see how someone went from the beginning, overcoming the struggle, and to the end. And that's what the subject line is promising. By saying how he, she, or they conquered blank, you're saying that you are going to share a story of how someone went from point A to point B and then relate that back to the reader. This is also a really clever way and a really honest way of sharing a case study or a testimonial of someone you've helped before. An example, how she conquered her first 10K month. Very stereotypical example, you can put in whatever you want in the blank, but the idea is, okay, if your subscriber, right, is someone who's after that 10K month, right, they want to make the 5-figure month in their business as a freelancer, whatever it may be, when they see that subject line, they're going to be like, oh, that's going to be a story of someone who's reached the goal that I want to reach. Let's see how they got there, and maybe that'll help me also. Now we're going to go into the 2 bonus tips for keeping people reading once they've actually clicked your email. One of the most overlooked parts of email marketing is making sure people enjoy reading the emails that you're sending them. If you're writing enjoyable emails that people get value from, that make people chuckle, or that inspire people, they're more likely to want to click on your future emails, even if your future subject lines aren't that great, because you've built a reputation of sending great emails. And I promise, reputation truly is everything when it comes to email marketing and sustaining that relationship with your subscriber. Tip number 1, make sure your emails are easy to read. This is true for anything when it comes to copywriting, but emails, it's really important, especially because we're opening more and more emails on our phones. But make sure you're incorporating plenty of lists and bullet points and white space in your emails. And an occasional image or GIF won't hurt either. By breaking up the text in your email, you're making it easier for people to skim and read your email and get what they need out of it. When we look at dense paragraphs, we equate that to reading like a book or a novel or a paper, and it comes off as more work. Whereas if you actually space out the content in your email, it comes off as easier to read, and people are more likely to want to see what it is until the very end. Plus, if you have a longer email, let's say more than 500 words, people may not need to read every single sentence to get the point. So if you actually space out your emails, you're making it easier for people to get the value that they need to get from the email and move on, which will make them more likely to want to read your future emails because they'll know there's quick wins inside. Number 2, keep your emails to the point. I'm guilty of this. I love telling like more stories and stuff in my emails, and sometimes I have to pare it down. But at the end of the day, each email has one goal, right? You want to inspire someone to take a specific action. There's one call to action. And by making sure that every sentence is leading to that call to action, you're keeping your reader engaged and hooked and not catching them off guard, and you're delivering on the promise that you set out to deliver when you first started the email. This also means making sure your call to actions are consistent, right? Because you don't want to say, hey, watch my YouTube video, and then in the next, hey, sign up for my program, and then in the next, hey, check out this new freebie. Choose one thing that you want to promote or share, and then center your email messaging around that, and you'll get better results. Let's do a quick recap. Today we talked about the importance of email marketing as a marketing strategy for sustainable growth in your business. 2, we went over 3 subject line options that you can use in your business to get people to click your email and actually get value from the email itself. And 3, we went over 2 must-use tips for your emails to keep readers reading so that they get the value that you want to deliver when they're reading your email. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value from this video, I would love and appreciate a like and a subscribe so that I can keep delivering value to you. And be sure to subscribe to get notified of my next video, which is all about writing sales emails that get clicks and get people to actually buy the offers that you're trying to sell. And as always, if you have any copywriting questions, I would love to chat copy with you. You can comment down below, or you can find me on Instagram at It's Alina Amir. So until next time, happy emailing.